Playmakers, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and we are back for another amazing episode of content, you guys. Today's topic is very important for you young athletes that are getting after it, high school level, junior college level, even some of the younger kids coming out of the portal. This topic is definitely important, but before we get into today's topic, you guys, which is about the value that you need to focus on bringing to a team and how you can increase your value. Before we get to that, we're going to make sure that we handle the housekeeping, baby. So hit that subscribe button so that you're notified whenever we release new content on behalf of Before You Go Pro. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button already. And then also you guys, especially you young football players and you family members of football players, check out what we have for you down in the description box, because we've got some resources that are guaranteed to help you separate from the competition, you guys. So check out those resources. But let's get into today's topic, you guys. We are always going to bring you the things that we feel can add value. That can add value to your journey as a young football player, somebody that is supporting a young football player. This is indeed an industry, you guys. No different than the music industry, Somebody wants to take your spot. If you get to the top spot, somebody's wanting to take your spot, and they're waiting by the phone to do it, you guys. So you have to be strategic, all right? And this is a new day and age. Than when I played football, you guys. There's a lot more to gain as long as you've got some vision and you've got some downward thinking, some down the road thinking. There's a lot for you young football players to gain during this day and age in college and professional football. So one thing that you athletes have to realize is that this is a what have you done for me lately business. And when it's a what have you done for me lately business, guess what matters? There's only one thing that matters when this is a what have you done for me lately business. Once again, just like the music industry and just like the movie industry, when it's a what have you done for me lately business, the only thing that matters is the last thing that you did, the last resume you can put on the table, the last script that you were an actor for, the last movie, the last record. The only thing that matters is the last thing that you did. So in the world of football, the only thing that matters is the last film that you have to show somebody. And if you were on the bench all season, then guess what? You don't have any solid film to show anybody. You got to show them the film from the year before, and they'll catch on to that real quick that this film is a year late, baby. So if the film is a year late or you don't have any film, then guess what? You don't have any leverage. And if you don't have any leverage, then it gets a little dicey on your next move, on where you can go next, if you can elevate next, you guys. So at the end of the day, you young football players out there, we work with football players across the country with Before You Go Pro. We work with football players across the country, and they all want the same thing. They're trying to get to that Division I level, a lot of them, and then a good portion of them want to try to have a pro shot. Well, guess what? None of that is going to happen unless you have some leverage. And the leverage in this game is your last film. It's last year's film. That's your leverage in this game, you guys. So you have to keep that in mind if you're a young football player today. It's not like in my day. It's not like in my day where a school would offer you, especially if it's a top-notch program. I went to the University of Colorado at the time, a pretty good program. Sending a lot of guys to the NFL and getting a lot of top ranked recruits in the late 90s, early 2000s, you guys. So a team could grab you and put you in the cupboard. They can grab you and put you in the cupboard for a while and develop you, and everything was going to be okay. So you didn't have to pop right away. You didn't have to worry that all you had was a little practice film in the spring game from the year before. You didn't have to worry because you knew you were going to be at that school. Nowadays, it's a different day and age. It's a day and age where I could move up if I pop young. I could be at Eastern Washington. Now I'm at Washington. I could be in Northern Arizona. Now I'm at Arizona. I could be at James Madison. Now I'm at Virginia. So it's a different day and age. So all of that to say, because coach is going to bring it home for you. All of that to say, the only thing that matters is where you can get on the field. Now, once again, we have to know our intent. If your intent is to go to the best academic school you can go to and still play D1 ball. If your intent is that my parents went to this school and I want to graduate from the same school, this is a family legacy thing that we're trying to accomplish here, then that's different. But if your intent is that, hey, I'm going to try to play at the highest level possible, I'm going to try to maybe get a pro shot one day, then the only thing that matters, baby, is where you can get on the field. Here's an interesting example for you guys to follow. Let's just paint a picture. I'm an FCS running back at the University of San Diego. I'm an FCS running back at Mercer down in Georgia, and I'm a freshman. And I always felt kind of like I was an FBS guy, but it's hard to make it nowadays as a high school guy to the FBS level as a running back. So I went to this FCS school, darn good school, Mercer. Eastern Washington, darn good FCS school. And I pop. How can you pop, Coach Wood? The only way you can pop is if you are on the field. Once again, you guys, keep that in mind. Hint, hint. If you're on the field, that's the only way you can pop. So I go to Mercer, I go to Eastern Washington, and I pop, right? Now I got a decision to make. And I could go up. I could go to University of Arizona. I could go to Virginia Tech. I could go to Cincinnati. And that's in line with who I think I am. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Might be something that you definitely should consider. But also consider this. Once again, what's the end-term goal? What's the end-term event that you want to take place? If the end event is that I want to have a chance to go to the NFL, then that's different than the end event being I just want to play at the highest level of college football possible. That's two different end events, you guys. Because if it's just I want to play at the highest level of college football possible, then go make it happen. But if it's I want to have a chance to play in the NFL, then you actually might be better served staying at the FCS school, where you can be a legend for another year and then get to a FBS school, or continue to stay at the FCS school where you intrigue NFL organizations to give you a shot. But here's why I'm getting to this point. The reason why I'm getting to this point, and once again, this is all about value. You're very valuable rushing for 1,100, 1,200 yards as a freshman at the FCS level. If you bounce up, and now you're at the Power 4 school, and your carries go down, and your production goes down, then guess what? You're not as valuable. So I may be jeopardizing my long-term intent by my short-term decision. And you guys have to keep that in mind. So when you're a young buck coming out of high school, of course, you want to play at the highest level. We all did. I wanted to as well. But in today's day and age, the day and age where somebody is willing to pay you for your play, In today's day and age, the best thing a young athlete can do is get on the field. The best thing a young athlete can do is get on the field, especially if your intent is up here in the industry. So these are things to keep in mind. It's a different day and age, you guys, especially if I'm someone where there's only one of us that's kind of gonna get the ball. And what I mean by that is there's only one quarterback that's gonna really be throwing that rock. There's only one running back that's really gonna be running that ball at most schools. There's only one kicker that's really going to be kicking all season. If I'm one of those positions where usually is one predominant person that's got the bulk of the production, then you better make sure you're going somewhere where you can get on the field. Some of you young kids might be able to PWO at an FCS school, but that D2 school to put you on the field right away. Some of you guys are willing to be the last guy to get the scholarship offer at that FBS school at Florida State, but Mercer would have put you on the field right away. And guess what? Your value and your stock goes up like this. And guess what happens in today's college football when your value and your stock and your intrigue and your interest goes up like this? You may have been a no-star. You may have been a no-star or a 1-star in high school, and you could PWO at Florida State, or you could scholarship at Mercer, and you go to Mercer and you play right away, and you make FCS freshman All-American, you make all-conference third team, second team as a freshman. Now you come back your sophomore year and you are first team all-conference. Your value's like this, as opposed to 2 years on the bench at Florida State, and God knows Norvell's on the chopping blocks, and Norvell leaves, and now a new coach comes who doesn't know you from a can of paint, and you don't have anything to stand on but some practice film. Your leverage is gone. Your leverage is gone. So we have to be smart. And it doesn't mean don't take the PWO, but are you going to a PWO where you have a chance to get on the field fairly early? Because your value goes down. Nothing stays the same in the football industry. Nothing stays the same. Your value goes down, your value goes up. It never stays the same. All right? Now, you could be a red shirt. You could be someone that didn't fully hit the field and your value's still strong, but it's probably going to be the most strong at the school you're currently at. It's not going to be as strong as some new school. It's going to be most strong at the school you're currently at if you're doing the right things and the people in-house know you're doing the right things. Then you're somebody that they're waiting on, In my day, once again, they expected to have to wait on you. If you went to a big program, they put you in the cupboard unless you were just a superstar, Charles Woodson. They put you in the cupboard. They develop you, but it wasn't so much riding on year after year. It wasn't so much riding on getting on the field right away. You got to get on the field, all right? Because your value will never stay the same. So once again, we bring you in the huddle, you guys, so that we can talk about the things that they're not talking about on some of these other podcasts and these shows. This isn't for the fantasy guy. This is for the one that wants to get after it, and the family that wants to support them, and the coaches that want to support them. This is where we get into the huddle and we talk real football strategy. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you check out those resources down in the description box. I'm having a blast with you guys this week. We're getting closer to the summer. We're only 4 weeks away, or 4 months away, you guys. 4 months away from people getting into training camp. For the pros, we're about 3.5 months away. Do you know how fast 3.5 months goes? So it's gonna be put up or shut up. All the big talk and what you think you are and what you feel you deserve. Put up or shut up in 3.5 months, 4 months, you guys. So stay dialed in because it's going to be here sooner than later. I'm Coach Wood. I'll see you at the top. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get after it.